All right, we're taking a look at a brand new kit from Team Associated. This is the B84, a 110 scale electric four-wheel drive race buggy, and just came out a few days ago. And we're taking a look at what comes inside the boxes. What are the updates from the B74.2, which I also had. So yeah, this is what the box actually looks like. They did kind of go old school again. So last time I remember them having a black box was maybe the B44 or B4 series. I think since then they've all gone white box, but going a little old school. Even got the RC10 logo there. And yeah, 33-time world champion, 61 years, I guess, of Team Associated, and it is designed here in the US of A. So here's what the box looks like. They got some information here, although a lot of this is just kind of carryover from the B74.2, I believe. Some other stuff in different languages. And then on the side, a little bit more of the highlights. So they do have height adjustable gearboxes. I thought you could adjust them in the back, so not sure that's actually different. Long arm geometry, just like the B7, so that is definitely one of the biggest changes. A long arm, narrow pivot, and then you've got redesigned bell cranks and a steering rack. So that is, again, changed a little bit. I guess I don't know, the bump steer or something got modified. I'm not really sure. New chassis braces down the middle, so I guess you can tune that a little bit more. They do have inserts here for different caster blocks, positions, two different hub heights, again for high traction and low traction surfaces. So this is definitely comes in two versions, a carpet, which I got, as well as the D version, which is going to be more dirt. So forward and rear mounted motor position, so that is new. You can, I guess, adjust the weight bias a little bit there. Different battery holders, which is nice. Not a big fan of the old one. Here's the decoupled slipper clutch. So the front and rear does have different pads. You can actually tune basically the front bias to the rear bias. Definitely helps a lot on carpet. Definitely helps a lot under braking with those front wheels digging in and allowing them to slip a little bit more. Allows the rear end to be a little bit more stable and not swing around as much. And they got an aluminum servo brace here on the side. So pricing on this thing is a little bit up. It is $639, so fairly pricey. I'm not sure what the B74.2 was, but I believe it was in the 500 somethings. But these are made in Taiwan, I believe. As you can see there, yes, made in Taiwan. So there are definitely tariffs and things going on in the world today, so not surprising that things are getting more expensive. So pop open the seals here. Whenever they go to a new number, B64, B74, B84 does signify more substantial changes than the dot releases, I guess is what you would call it. And inside the box, let's kind of take a look at things. So it looks like the battery mounts, battery holders, some of the miscellaneous stuff. Bag 12, so fairly late in the build. Bag 11 looks like all your turnbuckle, rod ends, your shocks. Here's the springs, titanium nitride coated shock shafts. Some pieces looks like maybe part of the steering rack, not really sure, or these are little rings, X-rings for the shocks as well, different height shock rod cups there. These are the carbon fiber shock towers, so a lot of positions for different camber links. Not sure what this is, maybe a wing mount. I believe there are different positions for the wing mounts. Some shock standoffs are nice blue anodized aluminum. Very nice, of course. Bag 6 looks like. Again, some of the steering parts. So you got the spindles, the offset, height adjustment there. The aluminum, pretty nice. Steering knuckles, so those do come in different sizes, I assume, different angles probably. So yeah, nice heavy duty aluminum pieces there for more durability. These are the inserts for the disc, so you can adjust the diff heights. Looks like some chassis braces, some sort of eccentric adjuster, not sure what that is for, probably for the front and rear center drive shafts mounts, since the gearboxes tend to be angled. A lot of different pills for your pill system, so you can definitely adjust anti-squat, toe-in, all those kinds of things. Sweep, these are the arms. Traditionally are made in different materials, usually a stiff version and a regular version, and you can see that the hinge pin braces are quite a bit more narrow than they were in the past. So yeah, these are very narrow hinge pin mounts. Here is your new updated slipper, bunch of different pads. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like a little skinny pad. And then here's your center carbon top brace to mount that into your center differential housing. Side guards, rails, all your side pieces there. bearings as well within this bag, and looks like maybe some shock tower guards, not totally sure. And I think, seemed like maybe there was the motor mount in here. Here's the bell cranks as well. Here is the body. I think it's different than before, so it looks a little different to me. Kind of a larger windshield, maybe a little more mid cockpit style of a body. Here is the wing. Very thick, very durable, pretty heavy duty. Sway bars front and rear, fairly standard. Here's what the chassis looks like. Looks like about 2, maybe 2.5 millimeters, but fairly thin. Yeah, nice machine cutouts, very symmetrical looking chassis as well. Normally you see a little bit of a different left to right. You do see kind of your gearbox cutouts there. Here are the rear hubs, so 2 different heights, 2 different sizes, aluminum 12 millimeter hexes, of course. These look like basically the offsets for the camber. Link mounts also come in aluminum, plastic spacers, drive shafts and axles. Some tools, some Velcro to mount the body, some very small stickers, so pretty different there. And then the black manual, which is cool. So the black thing just gives that kind of like old school vibe. They've been doing a lot of re-releases lately with the RC10, RC10 four-wheel drive, all these different Masami editions and J. Halsey editions and stuff. 100K center diff, 30K front and rear, I assume, and then you got 35 weight in the back, 42.5 up front. This is carpet, so you're definitely running thicker fluids. These look like the gearbox cases. And then the ring and pinion gears for the differential. So front rear diffs, I believe they are metal on the carpet for more durability, and then composite on the dirt where you generally have a little bit more give. So a little bit more weight on this, just more durability. So the carpet edition is going to be slightly different from the dirt version in that respect. Here's all the internal gears, your gaskets, paper gaskets, and then this guy, I have no idea what this is. Don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe standard diff housing, not totally sure, but that is different. Maybe just top halves of the gear cases, turnbuckles and turnbuckle rod ends, and then finally a few different replacement screws. So it looks like these are probably, I don't know what these are for. They look kind of like they would be servo mounts, but there's only 3 of them. So just something to be aware of. Bag 1, step 4, use these screws instead of the M3x6s that you would normally have. So that's what comes in the box. You know, I would say as massive of a change or redesign as some of the things in the past, but definitely the 2-way decoupled slipper is going to make a difference. The long arm suspension is going to make a difference. I guess the gearboxes and steering are redesigned as well. In terms of electronics, I'm going to be running these guys. So the massively powerful 3262 SG Savox servo. This is their top of the line servo. Super excited to try this out because this just got released a few months ago. Of course, the Genesis Redline 6000 mAh lithium polymer 2.0 battery, 140C, very powerful. I'm running my actinium motors, a little bit older now. Maybe I'll try to get a newer one. This is their 13.5 turn spec motor. This is a 3.0, but they are up to the 5.0 now, so maybe it's time to get a new motor. Hobbywing XR10 stock spec ESC. And then in terms of the receiver, I basically got a SAMWA compatible ARX 482R receiver, which works totally fine. So those are the electronics I ran on my B74.2, so very familiar with that. Be curious to see how this runs compared to my B74.2, because this is a whole new generation. Super excited. Wheeler is not as popular of a class nowadays, I would say, but yeah, hopefully this will kind of reinvigorate the class, and be cool to check this thing out. So anyways, I'll have links in the description below where you can pick one of these up. That does help support the channel. Subscribing also helps support the channel, so if you're not subscribed, definitely do that. That's the best way to do it, and it is all free. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.